Hello, bonjour, buenos dias, namaste, hajime mashite, ni hao, assalamu alaikum. Everybody out there on the internet, welcome to Chatting with Tekken for September 2019. So, Chatting with Tekken, if you don't know, is basically I just have three main things I talk about: videos I'm working on for the channel, changes to stuff on the channel, and IRL stuff, which is in real life. Uh, Under videos I'm working on, there's subcategories: playthroughs and streams, vlogs, DIY, do-it-yourself stuff, how-tos and other stuff I might be making for the channel. The other two categories don't have subcategories because they are things that happened or didn't, and there's also some anecdotes and asides sprinkled in, so I might get a bit sidetracked here and there. But yeah. So before I start with the videos of last month of August, I'm gonna go ahead and backtrack a couple months and then get everything basically connected and then moved forward. Because every time I do this, I want to go back to what I did last month, talk about the games and get my thoughts on them, and then talk about this month's games or the games I'm going to be playing for this month. Because it's not the games I play for the month aren't usually out yet, so that's why it's okay, this month's going to be blah blah. So back in last month was August, so July was Sea of Solitude and Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy IX is so my top three Final Fantasy games, my favorite three are 7, 9, and 10. So it was nice and refreshing to go back and play 9, and it still holds up. It's still great. It's still really easily one of the best. Just the characters, the setting, the story, the plot, and the music. That being said, each game has amazing music, so it's you know. So that's the whole thing. But Nobuo Uematsu does a great job with that. I mean, except for 13, I think 13 and on they don't use his work. So it's but yeah, everything up to that point. I mean, not to say 13 and 14 are not good, because 14's great and 13's got good music too. So I'm just saying specifically that dude's stuff really good, and then used to good effect in 9. But then just to go and play it, and it still has that classic. It's got all the classic stuff of Red Mage, Black Mage, Dragoon, Knight. Every character is basically a class of the classic versions, but they're their own character going through the arc of the story. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and just it works and it's great. And it's, if you play it, you know how good it is, and just just the whole thing that they do with the whole summons and eidolons and how it's tied into the story, that's great too. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop talking before because I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't played it, but it's on the channel. Check it out if you want to. And then Sea of Solitude. So I played that game. I enjoyed it pretty much. And then on Twitter, I put out a tweet. I think I also put this in the video description. I said, I enjoyed Sea of Solitude. It's a journey through psychological trauma, dysfunction, family drama, and how leaning on others and letting go of them, even though you don't want to, is all part of the sometimes uncomfortable journey through life. It's pretty. It's pretty emotional, but I thought it was really well done and just very enjoyable. So that was July's games, and then Borderlands. So the storyline recap is done. As well as the Control's done as well, and Man of Medan. I got all the last month's games done because they came out pretty close to each other. Control and Man of Medan. Borderlands I just played through because I had a lot of just nothing going on for the first part of the month, so I was and I already wanted to play through it to be ready for 3. So going back and revisiting that, man. So Borderlands 1 is very basic and bare bones, but it's still good in my opinion. It has aged well. It's very basic. That's the only drawback I would say, because you have your characters, you pick your class, they have a class skill. That's pretty much it. That's really the only thing that separates any of the characters that you play as is your ability. Besides that, all the weapons. I mean, that being said, some of them are basically your skills in your skill trees make you more geared using specific weapons for some of them. So if you're Mordecai, you're more likely to be a sniper. If you're Roland, you're probably going to be a soldier class with assault rifles. And I think Brick might be melee, but I don't really use Brick. And I think Lilith, because she's playable in the first game. That's so weird. She's like a major character after that one. Is SMGs, I think, on the Sirens. I could be wrong, but it's been like a while since I played. And I play Soldier usually, so I played Roland and just basically used like an assault rifle all the way through because I got like a really good one from the golden chest, and I was like, whoa! So that was nice. And I just like spec'd all my skills to be assault rifle damage and just like really good DPS and just blew through the game. It was enjoyable though, like going back and playing it. But it's like it's not as good as 2 because like Borderlands 1 is like very. I mean, it's not bad by any means. It's just like it's very basic and does a good job of like doing what it does, which is just getting you from the beginning to the end, getting you to the vault. But then that's kind of like a letdown when you get to the vault, and it's just a giant tentacle monster fight, which I have on there, the destroyer. Because like when you open the vault and then like that happens, it's just like what that was like the whole thing of like getting to the vault, opening the vault, what's in the vault, and it's like a tentacle monster and just like not a very well. Or not a very like interesting or fulfilling boss fight, but like that being said, when you get to Borderlands 2, okay, actually let me come back to Borderlands 2 because I played them in like chronological order. So I played 1 pre-sequel, 2 Tales from the Borderlands, and then the Commander Lilith DLC. And so like going from 1 to Tales, I'm sorry, 1 to pre-sequel, it's just like you can see the giant leap that has been, or that has happened in between. What's that word called? not increments, but installments. Yes, like in between installments, because that's a different game. So it's just like, and it's even after the second game. But even though it's a different team, because it was like 2K Australia, I believe, and then or Gearbox Australia, whatever. So that was cool, and just like all the mechanics that are in that one that are not in 2 that they've actually that are added to it that make it seem very, I would say, substantial, because it's really fun. I mean, at the very beginning of the game, like the first couple hours, the whole oxygen like breath regulation mechanic is kind of annoying. You like run out pretty fast because you don't really have a high O2 count. But after you get through that and you get vehicles, it does a good job of like not dragging. That was another thing with Borderlands 1. Like until you get the vehicles, it's a pretty slow game. Like you're just running from place to place. You can't really fast travel or use vehicles. That was like an ongoing theme of all of them. It seems like until you get the vehicles. But in Borderlands 1, it's even worse. Like like no fast travel and like no vehicles for like the first long while in that game kind of make it drag on quite a bit. 2 and pre-sequel aren't as bad because you get the vehicles a lot faster and fast travel a lot faster is available. So that was interesting to see that. That was like a clear design choice if you like go back and play them in order of like how do we here's this issue and how do we solve it. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, just like the characters are great. There's like a lot of humor, and then I think it is my guilty pleasure. Like it is one of the few games that has like a lot of just like lowbrow or crude jokes or just like weird stuff, and just like it's M-rated, so there's like a lot of like gratuitous violence or sexuality or gore or just like just like weird. It goes places like other games don't go, but it usually or hits the landing. It doesn't usually like have something happen and it's like that was just like completely out of place or just like not a good, like I don't know what they're trying to do with that. Like all the jokes usually hit. That's another thing. It's like a funny game. Like all the humor in there. Like very few games like hit the humor mark that Borderlands does, which is why it's also nice to like go back and play it. Like not having played 2 in forever, I forgot how good of a villain Handsome Jack was, and like all his zings and his just like burns on you that's the other thing. Like Handsome Jack, great villain, great character. Like I don't know if it was before Far Cry 3, but I know it was before Far Cry 4. So it's like playing that, it felt like very much a like a precursor to like having Vaz in like Far Cry 3 or Payman Win or whatever his name is in Far Cry 4. Just like the antagonistic, just like the very antagonistic villain of just like they just rile you up to where you're just like and you just get so just aggravated of just you wanting to take them down, and just so fulfilling and just so Um, yeah, it just feels a lot of satisfaction when you finally get to like the apex or like the climax of the story, and like you're facing off against them, and then they go down, and it's like yeah. And then like even more in Borderlands too, because like the way like it's contextually presented to you when you finally get to do that. But that was great. I'm not gonna say what happens, but like that was great. And just man, there's yeah, it's just really good all around. Like like I hadn't played this like any of these in years, so it's like nice to revisit the series and be like, oh yeah, this is why I love this game. And so that was cool. Even though I played it solo, which is usually not the case, because usually it's like I'm playing with my friends. So that's like what makes it even better. Is you're all playing, and then you're all in party chat, and then something funny will happen. There's like a funny piece of dialogue, and like you're all laughing, and you're all having fun. So that's it just like brought back all those memories of like, oh yeah, this is why this game's so great. Or just like the part with Scooter when you see him in like Borderlands 2. I think I share buttoned it, and he's like he just like says something like super silly like when you first see him. He's like, you're never gonna catch me alive. Or just like when you first meet him, he's like, "Catch a ride," and like he's saying it like you know really. He's like hitting all his lines and like the timing and everything. It's just so great and it's just so funny. And it's just like man, Borderlands is just it's still good. It's still great. Still. It's like I hesitate to say it's like one of the best, but it's really up there because like there's very few games that like have hit that mark as far as like the co-op, like the secret sauce of like having it like be fun to play and like you play with your friends and like you just play it over and over, and then. And then since I've been like so into Destiny recently, it just like was a complete like apples and oranges situation of like it's not the same thing, but it's very comparable. But like I can see like why I would gravitate more towards Borderlands versus Destiny as far as like because they actually like hit the mark and like do what they're trying to do versus Destiny constantly being in a state of change of like here's where we're going, here's where we want to be, but we're not quite there yet. But we'll get there, but it takes like 5 years or just like years and years, and like they still like have to like it's a whole thing. I was just like I appreciated the game and like liked it so much more because Destiny had just like aggravated me to like such a point of just like I can barely play it. Like I only play it because I can play with my friends and like that's it. Like everything else from that game I just can't get enjoyment out of, so I just can't stand it really. It's a whole thing, whatever. Um so that was Borderlands. Um okay, Control. Wow. I was excited for this game. I was very anticipating it. I haven't I'm not really I mean I'm familiar with Remedy's work, but I haven't really played any of their other games. Like I haven't played any of the Max Payne games. Alan Wake. I haven't played. I mean I played like a bit. I didn't finish it. I played it for like not very long. I got like a couple stages in, so I haven't really like done like a deep dive into any of their games to like actually be familiar with like what they do. And then Quantum Break was on Xbox One before I had one, and I haven't gone back and played it. But man, going back and or like no, sorry, not going back, but like playing this, it's just, it hits all the marks as far as like action and just the fluidity of combat and just it is so good. Like the mechanics that are presented to you and the way the game plays is so good. It's just it was like I played this and I was like I can't believe we got this game and Devil May Cry 5 in the same year, and they both are basically like just super top tier as far as like 3D combat goes. And then Astral Chain came out on Switch. I haven't played it, but I hear that's also like really good from Platinum. So it's really cool to see like three studios at their just peak, just like doing what they do with like amazing 3D action combat. Because in Control, man, just it raises the bar so high. It's just like the things you do after you get through the game like enough and like to get like your ability and your skill points invested. It just, and then like you apply it to combat and it works, and it's just like I don't know how they did it, but they effing did it. Like you get levitation, which is awesome because you can, like, how many games can you fly around or like have limited flight and like still shoot things and have it be cool. Like I would say you can't do that in Destiny because like every character has like some sort of like hover slash jumping slash whatever, but like it never feels good to like do that while you're shooting. I mean there was like a Sunsinger ability in D1 where you could like hover and shoot, which was I think something that they kind of aped from Shadowrun on Xbox 360. I think that was like a skill in that game, but then like what else you get is like while you're levitating, like I said, you can like shoot, and then you also get like a telekinetic throw. I forgot what it's called in the game, but it's just man, like you get telekinesis and telepathy, or sorry, not telepathy, telekinesis and levitation, and it's just like what. and like it's like not just telekinesis and levitation, but you can also like levitate and shoot, or levitate and like telekinesis, or like you get a guard ability, and the animation for that's like super cool because you basically, or like a block, because you like basically just like telekinetically like lift everything in front of you, or just like from the ground you like get like boulders up, and it just looks really cool. And so like when you're hovering and you're blocking, it just looks like you're, it's just really cool, man. It's just it looks so cool. It was very like reminiscent of or not reminiscent, but like it made me feel like the description I was going to give this game was like, if it's like Jean Grey with a gun, pretty much, because you don't get telepathy, but like you kind of have like a lot of voices in your head and like monologuing to yourself. So it's like it's like we'll say like 25% telepathy, but it's like it's like not all the way there. It's not like a second sight situation where you can just like mind hack somebody. Um, yeah, I also had like vibes from that game, like mine or second sight and psyops. Yes, psyops, the conspiracy. Those a lot of like, oh, I can see that if they didn't have like the whole like telepathy mental thing going on, but like they had the gunplay like just super dialed in, like compared to those two, just like doesn't even compare. So much better. And just like the way that the telekinesis like is, it's like, you have like you can either like lock on and like throw, but you don't have to like manually do it, so it's like very automatically, and it just feels good. Or you can just like, not lock on and just like free fire with it, and it just and then you have a dodge move, which is a very like fast dash move, which is like really like cool when that happens. So it's just like you're all over the place, and you have like all these cool abilities, and just it just plays so well. And the story's like, the story's out there and like weird, but it's like, dude, it doesn't even detract from like the gameplay. Like, just so good. It's just I very much enjoyed playing that game. And I mean, I'd be cool if they added DLC. I really don't care, because it's just I wanted more when I finished the game. I was like, oh, that's so good. And just, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Um, Dark Pictures Man of Medan is basically, if you played Until Dawn, it's just more of that. I mean, it felt very short compared to Until Dawn. I'm not complaining though, because it's really cool when you get to the end. They had a teaser for the next game, which is next year, and I was like, dude, with Telltale gone and like BioWare in in flux, let's just say, it just felt like, having like at least one studio I can like depend on to like deliver a experience like this on a consistent basis, and not just be like, oh man, when's the next CD Projekt Red game? When's the next BioWare game? When's the next? Well, I guess. Well, I mean Obsidian, but they got bought by Microsoft, so so it's kind of a bummer. There's not a lot of studios doing a lot of choice and consequence and narrative story focused. I mean, I guess there's a Quantic Dream too, but they said their next game was like not going to be one of those, so I guess we'll see. So, but or just like to have like another, even though it like wasn't quite there as far as like, I mean, it was good, but it was just like, it's like a very shortened version of like everything else. So it's like, it's up there. It's just like the length isn't there, which isn't a bad thing. 'Cause it's like whatever. Like I can sit down and play it in like one day and show it to somebody. That's pretty cool. So it's just like have another studio that has like those types of experiences on the map. Pretty cool. It's like, or just the fact that it's like an anthology series, so you don't know where it's gonna go. Like this was well, I guess I'm not gonna say it because it just came out. I don't want to spoil it, but I guess like the basic premise is ghost ship, and then you get the teaser for the next one. It's like, okay, Lost in the Woods maybe. So it's like, and it's horror, so it's like you don't have a lot of that too. It's like there's been like a lot of an absence of that genre as well. So it's like, to see the merging of that, of like, okay, well, where we could take this next, and like what type of stories could we tell here. And it's also like, it's gonna be like refreshing every time, because it's like, since like I said, you don't get a lot of horror games to see like where do they go and like where do they take it, and like how does it play, or like whatever. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And I'm gonna be playing it co-op with RPG today, so I'm probably gonna be streaming that. So that's gonna be cool to see how it plays in co-op, because like how would a game like that play in co-op, and how like what's it like. So, but then also there's the curator, or the, not the curator, I don't remember what it's called, but like the mode you unlock after you finish it, if you pre-ordered it, which I did. So I'm still gonna be able to play through that and see it, like all the different like director's cut dialogue and stuff. So that's neat. And then for this month, we've got Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Looking forward to that. Oh, I guess before I continue, I did And then I finally figured something out, or not figured something out, but I finally thought of a way to enumerate the videos when I upload them, if it's like got story stuff in it versus if it's just like I'm playing it on stream to play through it and like see how far I can get after I finish the game. So what I'm gonna do is basically like every time there's like a story playthrough or whatever, like number the videos so they're enumerated, one to like whatever, and then if there's like once I finish the story, I'll just like stop doing that, and then I'll like stream it, and then I'll put it, and I'll upload it, but I'll just like put the number and not put like part whatever. It'll just be like number 1 or number 2, and that way like it's just, you know, like for the story stuff, it's all like, yeah, it's like it's basically just like 2 layers or 2 what would you call it? 2 paths. Like one's the playthrough of the storyline, and like one's the playthrough of the like post campaign or post story content after it's been finished. So that's the thing, or that's basically the thing, how I'm gonna handle that stuff. But yeah, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, looking forward to that. Just I would gush over Monster Hunter World, but I've done it before, so just listen to the Aimless podcast episodes about it because really good. Actually, I was kind of like, I mean, I wasn't super annoyed, but I just found it interesting when Remnant from Ashes came out, and it's basically like really, it seems like it's gonna be like really popular because like a lot of people are gravitating towards it. That, you know, we got a game that's like co-op, but it took the the Souls mechanics and stuff and applied it to that. So I'm hoping that after Monster Hunter World was like super popular, there's like people that will adapt something like that that has all those mechanics, because mechanically that game is just so good with all the things you can do, and like the way the fights work, the way like the environments work, the way the loadouts, like just the armor, the armor sets, the set bonuses. Like there's so many the things that game does so good, and just I was like hoping after or when this new version of, or this new expansion for Destiny was coming out, they'd take like, you know, design cues from that, because it's basically close to flawless or just really good, and like just so good. Just like take those design elements and like apply them to their game, but then we got a battle pass, so whatever. So yeah, I'm not gonna go there. That's a whole other video for Destiny and Shadowfall and that stuff. But yeah, and then Borderlands 3, like I said, looking forward to that. So definitely gonna check that out and play that on the channel. And I had it pre-ordered, but it wasn't like, I'm not gonna like play it specifically for the channel. I'll probably get around to it, but it's not, I'm not gonna like worry about it like the day it comes out and like have it up in like a super timely fashion. Is The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series. I pre-ordered that so I could get the bust that has like Lee and Clementine on it, because it was a really cool like package. But that's like the only reason I got it, because I already played through it. I haven't played through the final season on PS4, so I guess this will give me an excuse to finally do that. And then just like replay it eventually on the definitive edition. But I probably like won't stream it or like upload it because I've already played through it like so many times. I do want to play the collection because it has like all of them, but then they both have all of them. Well, the collection has all of them but the final season, and then this one has everything in it. So I might, but then it's like, that's like at that point I've basically gone through it like so many times. Like how many different choices have I not made? You know, unless I do like a silently. Or just like kill all the people or something. So yeah, or just like, yeah, like the worst playthrough with like getting everybody killed or killing everybody. And then yeah, there's some other really good games coming out this month, but they're spaced out terribly. There's not a lot of space in between them, because GreedFall and Blasphemous, those both look cool, come out the same day, and it's in between Iceborne and Borderlands 3. So it's like, ugh, that's a problem. Like I can't, I mean, I might if I just like marathon it and don't sleep and just like, you know, crunch that one out for like one of those two between Borderlands and Monster Hunter to like get through that. But it's like, you know, I do want to pick up GreedFall just because it looks like it's a BioWare like, or BioWare, what did I call it? I think I said BioWare like. I said something on Twitter about this game where it's like, this looks like a BioWare game, but it's not from BioWare. And like the more I see of it, like it looks really cool. Like just like the interactions between the NPCs can, like depending on like how you play it and like the factions and how people are aligned, it basically affects the like the character interaction in your party like in real time. So that seems pretty cool. I think Baldur's Gate did that as well, but it's like, you know, it's not something that was ever incorporated to like modern game design going forward. And then Blasphemous just looks like a cool 2D. Just it just looks cool, man. I just want to see what that game's about, but I'm not sure how much it is, and it comes out the same day as GreedFall, in between Monster Hunter and Borderlands. So it's like, don't have the time, so I could just wait. So I probably just like waited out for those two. Especially since GreedFall is such like a story-focused game, I know it's gonna take like a while to play through that one. And then these aren't games I'm gonna get or like play through this month, but they're just noteworthy and they've piqued my interest. But I'll probably come back to them at some point. So we've got, or just like to highlight like how many games are coming out this month. So we've got Catherine Full Body Edition, Final Fantasy VIII Remaster, Torchlight 2. Which it's already on PC, but it's finally coming to the console. River City Girls, Ni no Kuni Remastered, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition, Icewind Enhanced Edition, Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, The Surge 2, Code Vein. That's 11 games. And there's like one more on there I was gonna put, but I didn't. But that's the fall game avalanche has begun. Alright, so moving on to other things I'm working on the channel and videos I'm working on. So I finally set up my mixer, so I'll put a link to that in the description. I've tried streaming a couple things on PC from Steam to that, but it has, for some reason, my connection always craps out. So I'm gonna try using my Shadowplay to see if it works better, but for some reason, dude, it seems like whenever I try to stream on PC, just like it doesn't. For some reason, my rig just craps out on me. So I'm looking into getting a better computer, but it's probably gonna happen next year when I get my tax return. So it's gonna be a long time, but looking forward to finally upgrading. Then I also set up I didn't set up, but I made an account on Discord. I haven't really done anything with it yet, so I'm still like learning how it works and everything. So I'm not really familiar with it. I just hear it being brought up all the time. And then I was setting up my Streamlabs OBS setup to try to like stream some other stuff. And in the process, there was like I was going through something and it said something about like make a Facebook page. So I did that, but I was checking it today and I was like, I don't like the name. I'm gonna change it. So I'm gonna do a do-over on that one, and then like I'll put the link in the description, and then hopefully it'll be up by the time I upload this video, which seems to be going rather long because I haven't looked at the timer. I'm just looking at the browser on Chrome here, so I don't know how long I'm going, but I'm probably over time on this one. Whatever. Probably doing Extra Life this year since I actually have time to plan for it, because at first I was like, well, actually, because I keep seeing like a Facebook ad for it and it's like bugging me, because I was like, I haven't done it before, but I did stream a lot like way back when, so even like when I was streaming I didn't do it, but like now I can actually make a plan for it and like try to actually do something that's like, you know, a decent like theme or something for it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it just because it's in what month is it in? Let me check this again. November 2nd. So yeah, I've got, you know, a couple months to plan here and be like, okay, well, yeah, just play. And I've like got like a ton of crap to play, so it's like there's no issue as far as like games to play. So definitely was looking forward to that. Okay, and then like I said, I was trying to set up my Streamlabs OBS setup, and yesterday I streamed Kirby's Adventure, but it didn't work. So I was basically trying to get a setup to where I could stream Nintendo stuff or just retro stuff in general, and then move it from Twitch to YouTube. But if it doesn't work, or if it doesn't end up working, I'll just use local files and just upload it after recording it to my computer, and then that's that. Because it's just a pain to like go through all that and then test it, and then it doesn't work, and it's just like so if I can just get it working in any aspect or regard, I will just use that instead of just being stuck and like locked out of using like footage on Nintendo stuff because I can't get it to stream. It's like, well, if I can get it to like record at least, that's really all that matters at this point. That's all I'm trying to figure out how to do, is because I've got all these Nintendo games, and like that's and like you know, these last couple months I've been like working on this content pipeline. It's pretty good. I mean, I'll get to this in like the DIY section or the IRL section, but like, you know, I've got everything pretty organized and looking not too terrible now, so pretty easy to like change all the cords and cables and connections when I want to stream stuff. So yeah. So yeah, we're out of the oh no, we're still in the videos I'm working on section, but now we're in the vlog section. So I keep saying this every month, but I do want to catch up on Saga. Like I'm still behind. I keep almost reading it, but what I'm gonna do is when I start reading it, because I bought the compendium actually, or I pre-ordered I should say, because well, it's a whole thing. I'm not gonna get into it, but like basically I got it for like a really good deal, but like I can't get it for like the place I got it from, like it had like a really low price on it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, because I saw on Twitter it was coming out like last Wednesday or something, and I was like, well, I could just go to my comic book shop and get it, but then it's like the price is like higher, so I was like, oh, I'll just save some money and like get it not right now and just read up on all the issues I haven't read, and then I'll have all the yeah, like how all the comic book talks about it uploaded hopefully by then, and I'll just be able to read it again and be like, yep, still good. But then also the comic book talks on House of X and Pirates of X. I still want to do those. It's just that the last issue ended on a cliffhanger, and I didn't want to like. I mean, I'm probably definitely going to start that now, and then like have it all done, and then that way when it finally gets to like an issue, I can like. I mean, that being said, once it gets like a certain length in, I'll just like go ahead and like upload it, because I'm sick of like waiting to have like a part where it's like I want to put this up in like a through a story arc that's not resolved, but no matter what, unless I do it at the very end, that's going to be the case. So it's just I'm just going to stop waiting for it to get to a part where it's kind of like nothing's happening, or that's not nothing's happening, but that stuff is in flux, or just like extreme flux, before I can like do something. So because there's a lot of stuff happening, it's just I don't want to put up a video and like the last issue is just a super major cliffhanger of like, what the F, man, like come on, just so it kind of gives me stuff to speculate on instead of just being like, oh well, that happened and that's kind of that, unless it isn't, so I guess we'll see. So yeah. I had floated the idea somewhere, I'm not sure if it was on here or some other vlog or something, about like doing the Xbox Game Pass. There's like quests, and I've been doing them all, but I was gonna make that a series, but I've changed my mind on that one. It's just, I think I put that like the initial Xbox One video. I was like, there's this whole quest system in the Game Pass thing. It'd be neat to like catalog that, or not catalog, but journal it and be like, okay, this is this is like how many points I got this month, blah blah, next month, blah blah. But then it's just like, it takes a while to get that stuff, so it just doesn't seem like it's good scheduling, so it's not gonna work out. So I'm just gonna like not worry about that one. So that's nope on that one. So now in the how to do it yourself and other stuff section, haven't really made a lot of progress in the Creator Academy because I've just not been focusing on it. Just yeah, last month I didn't really make a lot of progress in a lot of things, so it just I'm hoping to redeem myself and rebound here this month. So we'll see how that goes. And then no real progress on a clean apartment vlog, but I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's just a waste of time. So I'm probably just gonna like, scratch that one out. Changes to stuff on the channel. So all videos series since I restarted chatting with Taken in July have playlists now. So that's Final Fantasy IX, Sea of Solitude, Borderlands, Control, Man of Medan. Everything's got a playlist now. So just before I was just like uploading them and like not really organizing it because I just hadn't gotten around to it. But then I finally, did that. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna do this. But then, like I said, they changed it from classic to the studio mode, or like the way it is now, and just I don't like it. But what can you do about it? So it's a pain, dude. Like to navigate from your video section to where the playlists are at to edit them. Just it really ticks me off because it's like it used to be like a click on the side, and now you have to basically. Well, I don't know if there's like a faster way, but for me, I usually go to like channels, or my channel, and then my playlists, and then like manage playlists from there, as opposed to like the video section playlist. So it's like one extra click. I mean, depending on where the playlist is, it's one extra click. But if it's pretty buried, it's kind of a pain to find it and be like, okay, let me edit this. But what can you do about it? Like I said. Besides that, oh yeah, every month basically I'm updating the community section when all the playlists or the all the playthroughs are done or streams or whatever. Because I hadn't been using that feature until recently, so I was like, let me actually take advantage of this, and I finally did. So, you'll see that there's one for every month that I've been doing this. So there's the one for the Final Fantasy 9 and Sea of Solitude. Then last month the Borderlands one I put up. Well, I did that after I finished the Borderlands stuff because there was like so much of it, and I was like, okay, well I finally did it. And then I put up another one that was for the Man of Medan and Control when I finished those two. So that is also there in the community tab. If you know how to get there, I would put a link, but I'm not sure if it would work. So yeah, and it's not really that big of a deal because I'm talking about all this stuff in this video anyway. So it's not like it's any new information. IRL stuff. So 2 things here. Maybe I mean kind of 3 because I'm gonna go ahead and like rant a bit, but So I saw The Matrix in theaters. It's still really good. It was in a crap. I forgot. It was like a Dolby something. Like it's like a specific. I can't remember what it's called, dude. Because it's like on a theater they just refurbished or not refurbished, but like whatever. They remodeled and stuff. This like old theater that used to be on the other side of town. That I used to live on that side of town, but like I hadn't gone there in like forever. And then like there's like this sweet, set up with like these recliner chairs, and like the sound in there is like amazing. It's like the like bass and subwoofers are just like every like gunshot and like punch is just like it rumbles. It's like crazy. It's just like the sound is it's really loud, so it's probably like not good for your ears though. But it was very intense, especially like watching The Matrix, like that lobby scene. Oh my gosh, just so good with those effects. But yeah, like my rant though is like I think because I'm probably gonna like end up watching like Reloaded and Revolutions after that one, just to like, because it's gonna bug me if I don't finish the story. Like after watching the first one, and then 'cause I haven't like watched it in like years and forever, so it's like it's been a while. But like I think watching that is definitely gonna like make me not like Rise of Skywalker or just like dislike The Last Jedi even more, just because it's a whole thing. But like the main thing is like there it's like I look at that as like it's like I have embraced like the original trilogy as like my favorite, and then like prequel trilogy is like I don't like episode 1. I'm not gonna say I hate it, but like 2 is okay. 2 is good. I like 2. And then 3 is like I think is like a payoff of the first 2 films, like leading into that is like you have to kind of like take the first 3 as like an entire arc, and like it is like it's not self-contained, but like you can see like in that leading into the others, like how like 3 is just like an amazing payoff in my opinion, just like of all the stuff that they slowly built to. Because like I guess that's like kind of the trade-off of like why 1 and 2 aren't that great, is like 3 is amazing because of like the the payoffs of all the stuff that they did. So it's like a linear arc of like story, and then like if you take 4, 5, and 6 is like the same thing of like you have these characters, they have this journey, and that has a payoff. And like I feel like 7, 8, and 9 is just where are we going? Like what? It's just it's just a incomprehensible mess right now. Just like okay, well if you go from here to there, how did you get from here to there? And then it's just not as good in my opinion, just overall compared to the other 2. So it's just I definitely have like now like it under the prequel trilogy and the sequel trilogy, but just I'm sorry, the prequel trilogy and original trilogy. But I mean, there's always. I was thinking there would be a chance, but then after Palpatine like showed up in the poster and like his laugh in the trailer, it's like, how long has it been since the Jedi or the last Jedi? Or not the Last Jedi, but the Return of the Jedi. Yeah, it's like between Return of the Jedi and like Rise of Skywalker. Like how many years has it been? And like how it's like I don't know. It just I do like I don't know. It's like I don't want to think about it because I know I'm like just gonna get like annoyed and enraged and just I just hope it's like not so bad that I walk out of the theater. It's just like please don't be that bad. But like just yeah, just man, it just deflates me thinking about it. Like I just don't have a lot of enthusiasm looking forward to it. So we'll see. But it it's even worse than that. But I'm just gonna like save the story for later, or just like not talk about it in depth as much as I could. I'm probably babbled on long enough in this video. Um. Oh, and the last thing is I finally set up my green screen, so that's gonna be helping a lot in my PS4 streams. In fact, I will show it right now real quick, and I'm gonna end the vlog. So yeah, as you can see behind me, finally got my green screen set up. It was basically sitting against my wall for like the longest time, for months and months. And I was like looking at it, and I was like, dude, just finally open it and set it up already. Because tying into like the last chat I took, and it's like, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like move or not. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna open this thing. Have it be like a giant issue, and I have to like move and then box it up or something. But it's actually pretty self-contained, so it actually works as far as like opening it wasn't that bad of an idea. But now I can actually have better, when I am streaming on my PS4 with my camera, just like blending into the game and just like not having like a bunch of weird background stuff. But yeah, that is it for the video. So feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share with your friends or not. That's cool too. And I will try to get that Facebook page link up after I remake the page since I didn't like the name the first time. So yeah, until you see or hear from me again, thanks for watching, and I'm now signing off.